Don People's Deadbolt. Let's talk about it. So, in case you forgot who the mother king is, T.I. just, listen, I really had to sit back. And at first, I was going to come out and say, Tip, I know you not on this one. But I had to go back and listen to the catalog of T.I. And I think we all need to really put some respect on this man's name and what he's accomplished in the industry to make him probably one of the best to ever do it in hip hop. So when you go back through your T.I. catalog, does he deserve to be called the king of hip hop? Now, when T.I. first came out, man, and really started hitting the scene back in the early 2000s, I had just came on the scene in Atlanta, and I really got to hear and see the impact of what T.I. was able to do between the time of, say, 2002, 2003, up to about 2008. I mean, when T.I. came out, when he stepped out, he brought him out. He demanded a certain type of respect. He also had the street cred behind him, being over there off Bankhead and, having his hustling roots and obviously getting in trouble with the law at an early age. Tip was able to really cultivate an image and a sound that was kind of unheard of at the time coming out of the South. And, some of the tracks that he was putting out, especially in the beginning, are kind of undeniable when you really look at it. And I think we really need to sit back and analyze T.I.'s catalog for what it really is, which you would have to say is legendary. Now, I know a lot of people don't really have long-term memory now, so they don't remember these days of the Rubber Band Man and early stage skinny T.I. When T.I. was first coming on the scene, you know what I'm saying, had the attitude, had the bravado, but also had the music to really back it up. And I thought, early stage T.I., I thought it was kind of like, okay, his songs, started to build up as he went on. And, even had like classic beefs in the situation, when him and Flip got into it. I felt like he destroyed Flip and ended Flip's career as a mainstream artist. When he came out and had the, the leprechaun photo, and was really attacking Flip's character, talking about he wasn't from Cloverland, and had Scarface on the Gangsta Grill album, discrediting him. Scarface was real big at the time. So, I think he hit it in all different pointers when he dropped and came at, Flip. And I think that really put T.I. on a scale that he couldn't be denied, at the time when this was all going down. I mean, he really played his cards the right way when he exposed Flip and just kind of attacked his character and, the whole flow with the, exposing the Lucky Charm suit. And it was just classic beef. That was back when the Beef DVDs was out and you really got to see it unfold. I think that was one of the most, that was one of the classic beefs in hip hop because it actually really did get street. T.I. went to Cloverland and pulled up in Flip's hood, so, T.I. had that going for him, but he also had the music. It's like when he first came out and, he dropped I'm Serious. Being from somebody who wasn't from Atlanta, it was a couple of songs on there that I was like, okay, man, this young dude, he got it. He wasn't sounding like nothing you heard at the time. And I think he really brought that trap music to the forefront, especially with Dope Boys in the Trap. You know, um, I think Ti was a real up and coming star at that point. You can see it. And that's when I kind of got tuned into him and was like, okay, I'm feeling this a little bit right here. This whole I'm serious. Okay, we gonna see, can this continue? Obviously, he was in, I think, that LaFace deal at the time, and when all this was going on, so you didn't know how that was gonna play out. But the whole trap music being new, was this something that was gonna stick? Atlanta had just started to kind of get the reins of hip hop at the time. A lot of acts were coming out of the A and starting to come out the A around that time. But Ti was bringing something unique and was one of the first to do it. And then when he dropped trap music, which was a classic in itself, like I think trap music was what really introduced Ti to mainstream hip hop as a trap rapper. Because everybody at first who was rapping, street stuff was all labeled under gangster rap. But T.I. with trap music coined trap music. And just remembering that the impact that had, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of classic songs on there, like Be Easy, Look What I Got, Doing My Job. Those are just some of my favorites that he had on there. I think that this is when, you can really look at T.I. and say, like, okay, dude really making a statement. And then when he dropped Urban Legend, I feel like that changed the game because, this is when he was, going through all of his, court cases and all that type of stuff. I remember going to a show that he was supposed to be at in Cleveland, and he never pulled up on the show because they had took him to jail, and he had that whole aura going, but the album was solid. Like, I mean, come on, man, this dude had everything on that album. It's like you can really go down the list from the first track, from King to You Don't Know Me, obviously Motivation, ASAP, Why You Mad at Me, She a Freak Though. I mean, I like the Countdown, Limelight, Stand Up. I mean, I probably left a couple of songs off of there, but you get the picture. I mean, my man was really doing it on a different type of level when that album dropped. Like, that was probably one of the, top 5 albums, hip hop of all times. Definitely one of the top 2 trap albums of all time. I mean, you can't put another album next to that one and say that that album is better than T.I.'s Urban Legend. But I think once we got to the King, this is when, and the King was solid. I mean, he went more commercial, obviously, on this album because, T.I. was on top. And whenever, you get to the top of the mountain, obviously, you got to start cleaning it up a little bit. But, I mean, come on, man. If we can really go down the classics of what he had on that album, I mean, I'm just going to give you some of my favorite cuts. Obviously, You Know Who, Good Life, Hello, Undertaker, Why You Want to Do That. Just, I mean, come on, man. Like, the list goes on. I mean, homie really just had a different type of time going, and we really got to give him his flowers for that. But then I think once we got to Paper Trail, this is where the decline kind of started happening. You know what I'm saying? And but I mean, that was solid too. You feel me? That was a solid record too, album too. I can't say that it was garbage or it was trash or whatever the case may be, but that's when, I started to kind of get off the bandwagon, so to speak. But my man had a solid four albums that you could stack up with anybody's. But I think the game just missing the old Ti. Like the Ti now is not the Ti. You know what I'm saying? Who it was back in the day. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, this is a man who made Swagger Like Us with him, Jay, Kanye, and Wayne, arguably one of the greatest collabs of all time. And he held his weight on these tracks, on this track with these guys. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is when he was at his top. He was at his peak. He belonged next to these guys, and all these guys were like the kings of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And this can really be the Mount Rushmore. I wouldn't be mad if you gave me this as a Mount Rushmore of hip hop right here. These four guys. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to add one more, we can put Nas in there. But I wouldn't be mad if you went with these four right here at the top of the game, because I think if you put T.I. in the verses next to any of these dudes, T.I.'s catalog is gonna stack up. T.I. is gonna have bangers that's gonna just make you go crazy. He can bring it to the hood. He can go commercial. He got tracks for the ladies. I mean, he got a lot of different versatility within his records. So we gotta understand that. Just like these other three dudes on here, Jay, Wayne, Kanye. I mean, all them would be a formidable foe, but on any given Sunday, T.I. can take these dudes down. T.I.'s records stack up with these dudes' catalog. You go back, and like I said, I'm not even counting present day T.I. because he's still making records. But if we just go off those albums alone, because you can only have like 20 records, you can definitely pick a solid 20 off of those, and it's going to rock out. You know what I mean? And I think that what T.I. is mad about is that, you know what I'm saying, he's not getting his roses like the others kind of do. And I think the reason why is because once he started doing, the love and, like the reality shows and all that type of stuff, I think once all that started coming into play, he just kind of lost his luster when it came to that. And, I obviously think that he was doing that to clean up his image because of all the court stuff and legal stuff that he had going on. But, I think getting involved with the reality TV, I think that really just brought down his legendary status, because of all those four that we named, he's the only one that's done something like this. Nobody else has. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, once he did that, that kind of devalued his stock. And, people just stop associating him with greatness. And then, going from the reality and then obviously, being more of a political figure within hip hop, that stage of T.I. that we went through. I think that's also something we got to pay attention to as well. I think that also brought him down a little bit within the eyes of the hip hop community, because T.I. is a trap rapper. You know what I'm saying? And we always want to see our trap rappers, unfortunately, in a trap rap phase. We want to see you in that low vibrational phase. We don't want to see you morph into something great or anything like that. I hate to say it. I mean, that's what they want to put you in. I mean, I think you, Jeezy, and Gucci, that's what you guys are seen as, and I think with you being the forefather of it, we want to see you back in your skinny T.I. bag, and when we see you in your revolutionary bag and we see you in, your family TV bag, it's just, it don't sit the same. We can't compare you, to these other people because we looking at you as now like a Huxtable, like, you know what I mean? So, and that's no disrespect. You can get the money any way you want. You're a hell of an actor. You feel what I'm saying? Obviously, you diversifying, but we want you to get back into your bag, and I don't think you can do that now, obviously, as an older man. So you got to let your legacy be your legacy, and just let these dudes really respect your catalog. And, eventually you're going to get your roses while you're here. I don't think you're going anywhere anytime soon, I hope. But I definitely think you're gonna get your roses because at the end of the day, your catalog does stack up with all the greats that everybody talks about. And I know that's what really hurts you inside that you don't get that comparison. But I think those are some of the reasons why. And I think at the end of the day, Tip, I think you can respect that. But also, I would love to see you in any one of these dudes on stage. I think you and Wayne is the most realistic. And I think that one would be epic. So, Swiss, Tim, y'all need to put that together. Definitely, we need to give T.I. his roses while he's here. As being one of the greatest in hip hop, not just the South, but in hip hop. Y'all get in the comment box, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all feel like T.I.'s catalog stacks up to be one of the greatest in hip hop? Or do you feel like T.I. was just a flash in the pan artist that had a few hits and really he can't stack up against the greats like Jay, Ye, Wayne, and Nas? Y'all get in the comment box. Let me know what y'all feeling about that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification tab so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt. Gone.